Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs today. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all.
All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store.
This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? Roxstars, first story up. I already guess I'm sure you guys already know what I'm going to be talking about today. Today we are talking about the reactions to the Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us video, and I didn't do a reaction video because I'm sure you guys already knew how I felt about it. Okay, I mean, I've only done a couple of videos dedicated to talking about the Not Like Us video. I'm sorry, the Not Like Us song. It has been on the tip of all of our tongues ever since it came out, and so it was just sort of like, yeah, I'm just gonna be saying the same thing again. So I just decided to hold it over to this top of the blogs, give me something to talk about, because it really ain't been much talking, much to talk about these days. But yeah, you guys, I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say. I love the video. Shout out to LA, shout out to West Coast, California especially. They did that video in Compton and around LA, but for the most part it was in Compton, and yeah, it was just like an ode. It was an ode to home, and just shows how not only creative that Kendrick Lamar is, but also the fact that LA loves him. Like, when I say LA, I mean all of LA. All of the cities that you associate with LA, even though Compton is not technically in LA, but it's still a part of like the county of LA. Okay, so yeah, it was great to see, even seeing the projects there. You can see they were just in different spots and around there. It was it just reminded me of home, and I thought he did a great job. I mean, that video is the final nail in the coffin when we talk about putting old Drake to bed. Not that I feel like Drake's career is over or anything, but I don't think anybody will deny that this 1, 2, 3 punch that Kendrick has had, first the release of the song, then the concert on Juneteenth, and now the release of the video on 4th of July. I think that it was definitely brand damaging, not just for Drake, but just for OVO. The whole show is definitely been damaging to them. And even when you guys see Drake now, I saw him at that party. I was like, I guess now that Puffy done got put down and put away, okay, now I'm gonna have to aspire to go to the Mike Rubin. Is that his name? The one who is the CEO of like the gaming, the whole gaming conglomerate businesses and all of that. I mean, that party, every fucking body was there. I'm talking about everybody. I mean, when I saw one of the sharks from Shark Tank there, that's when I knew it was just like, okay, everybody is at this damn party, you guys. And yeah, that was definitely one I would love to go to. But just seeing Drake at that party and him looking so defeated, I almost felt sorry for him. I just was like, damn, it's got to be tough to be Drake these days. Talk about getting a nigga knocked back a couple of pegs, right? I mean, jeez, okay. Yet and still, I cannot deny that I have been enjoying it all. Just the whole, just the creativity of it all. It's amazing to me, you guys. So yeah, let's just talk about the video. I did watch the video a few times because I was trying to pick up on all of the little innuendo, all of the imagery, all of the symbolism and the signs and the things that they were saying. And, that was probably going to be linked up with the words of the song. There were some that I immediately picked up, and I'm sure there are others that I just did not see. But I'm sure there's people around that are doing a lot of videos on it. I'm just going to tell you guys about the main ones that I saw. First of all, the way the video opened up with Kendrick Lamar's whatever that new song is going to be. Like, I believe that's going to be the next song that he releases. This is giving me hope that he is going to release a album that sounds very much like West Coast rap. Okay, like let's bring it on back home, because you know, his last Mr. Morale album, although it was a great album, critically acclaimed and all, is definitely not like a LA sound. I mean, this was definitely more of what Kendrick was going through at the time, his feelings, his thought process, all that. I think we're gonna bring it on back to just like regular old West Coast, you know, just like regular West Coast party. Good music, but definitely that sound, you guys, and whatever that sound, it almost sounded like, it's not this beat at all, but it reminded me of go, 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 green light. What's the name of the damn song? Y'all know the song? But just the way it started off, I was like, hey, bitch, what? He only gave us a few bars of it, and then he stopped it. But yeah, definitely, I think that that's probably going to be a song. If it's not released next, it will probably be on the album. Okay, and maybe that means an album is coming. Like, you know, we'll definitely take that. But then also seeing Tommy the Clown, I had already explained to you guys what an institution Tommy the Clown is around LA. So just seeing him in this video, you know, not forgotten about, like, I feel like that was something that was so nostalgic for people, even if you have left LA and moved on to, you know, other places, moved on with your life. Like, if you were, you know, you remember seeing Tommy around. So that definitely was great to see. And then of course the beginning of the video, him sitting in the classroom, or like a classroom kind of feel, and the girl getting up and crip walking, which is synonymous with like LA West Coast music. So just seeing her do that and talking, I'm sure there was some sort of something that I missed when he passed the Bible, you know, when he says, beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. I feel like there was something there, but I couldn't figure it out. I just kept on looking and looking when he was passing the Bible. But anyway, so as the video goes on, what I also noticed was there was a scene where they had split the screen and they had him up at the top doing push-ups. Okay, definitely going to remind you of the push-up song that Drake had put out, which was kind of mixed up in the beginning of this beef. Well, not the beginning, but when it started to get to like a feverish pitch, Push-Ups was one of the songs that was a part of it. Of course, you guys had to have picked up when he says, trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. You guys know that's my favorite line in the whole song. It's so clever. It means so much. It's so fucking disrespectful, you guys. Anyway, when on that part, you guys notice that he's doing like his little version of crip walking across that hopscotch chalked on the ground, which is what kids do, you know, play hopscotch. At least it was big back in the day when I was little, honey. Y'all, it wasn't a fucking hopscotch chalked on the ground that Roxanne was not a part of, honey. Get my laggers and everything. Child, what? But the fact that he did the little 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 like sideways going down that hopscotch, like that made me crack up. Like I had to watch that a few times. It was just like, boy, you is a son of a bitch. Then of course it was just not good to see like everybody in LA. Of course it's not everybody, but just how much LA support that he has. The fact that everybody was there, excited to be a part of the video, and that is an ode to how much people really do love and respect Kendrick Lamar in Los Angeles. Like, we haven't had like a big rapper like him. You know, of course we know the big rappers that are from West Coast, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Tupac. You know, some people say he's not West Coast, but yeah, Tupac I still believe is West Coast. You know, you can think of the big names that come along with being a part of the West Coast rap scene, but we haven't really had anybody until Kendrick has surfaced again. Now, some of the others are still around. Snoop is still around, but not really putting out music like that. Snoop has moved on to other business ventures. I mean, he's still heavily involved in the music scene, but what I'm saying is, now he's like a CEO of the Death Row, and we see him with Martha Stewart, and we see him doing commercials, and we see him gospel and producing Homeboy that sounds like Marvin Gaye, and just like a whole bunch of stuff, you know. So when we think of like just one that we can hold as our own, yeah, Kendrick is it. So him having all those people in the video was very important because it shows how much everybody loves him and has his back. That's why I was saying, you know, right now is probably not the best time for Drake to be even venturing that way, okay? Because the people loved him. And the fact that he was there amongst the crowd, even though, did you guys see that video that was going around when it was like somebody had just recorded him? They were just kind of standing around looking like they were waiting for the scene to get, you know, for the scene to get done. And Kendrick looked like he was just so over it. He was just kind of standing back there. They was like, when your social battery is drained completely. Like, I know that all of this whole campaign has probably been tiring for him. But it's also, he had to do it. Like, you had to finish up the whole thing, you know. So, but yeah, you can see that video. He looked like he was like, okay, like, because he doesn't even strike me as the type that's really into hanging out and partying and doing all that anyway. So yeah, but anyway, not only did he have LA support, but he also had like his old, you know, Top Dog, the entertainment, all of his crew was there, you know, and they were all represented. It was good to see them all like standing kind of like on the front line with like all of the people of LA behind them, you know, kind of looking like they was ready for battle or whatever. And yeah, so picked up on that. Of course, we can't miss the owl, the importance of the owl, that being the, what do you call it for OVO? The mascot? You know, it sounds like, but that's basically what it is. I mean, when you see that owl, you do think of OVO. And him beating the owl in with the that was the piñata, which is what kids also have at their birthday parties. The importance of that owl being throughout the video, of course, also at the very end of the video when we see the owl in the cage, like Kendrick is standing there looking at the owl, kind of looking disgusted, almost like he wanted to just shake his head. Maybe he does do a little very slight shake. First, you see the vantage point of from behind the owl, looking at Kendrick, kind of just looking at him. And then the camera pans around, and now it is Kendrick, the back of Kendrick. He walks away. You see the owl in like the cage, okay? As if to say, nigga, you is jailed. Like, stay your ass there and mind your damn business and be quiet and don't say nothing else. And the owl is just kind of looking at Kendrick when he walks off. Yeah, I loved it all. Like, I loved it all. And I'm sure there were way more things in there that I probably missed, but those are the ones that I just immediately picked up on. And oh, how can I forget the fact that he had his you know, wife, fiance, the mother of his children, who Drake had said that they weren't together anymore. You know, that there were problems in the relationship or whatever. And even if there might have been at some time, honey, she was there when it mattered, wasn't she? She was there in that video dancing, them all four of them having a good time, looked like in their living room. Did you guys peep the plastic on the couch? Another thing that just reminds me of home and all, but yeah, like seeing her in that when he says the family matters and the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. I was like, oh, you know, the camera just kind of backed up from them. They was just standing there like a unit, like, yes, what? And then they all just started dancing. The little boy was doing playing with the basketball. Loved it. And the fact that she kept coming up to the camera and doing her little dance and everything, I was just like, yes. All of this is just yes. Okay. Some people say that Kendrick don't fight fair, like he just keep on like pounding it on top of each other, on top. But you know, I just was like, it had to be, it was all very well thought out. Like, obviously Kendrick Lamar has been thinking this thing through, and just he dropped it at the right time. It's the summer banger of the year. Everybody, they play it on the radio so much here, and people are still talking about pulling out, you know, what he may have meant, these double and triple and quadruple entendres and everything. But yeah, it was great. Like, I enjoyed it immensely. It made me proud to be from LA, even though I am out here in, I'm a Cali peach. Okay. I'm a Cali peach, but, Yeah, it was just great. Like, it was great. And I can't tell you how many people sent me that video, but the very first person that sent it to me was Charisma. Okay, so shout out to you, Charisma, because, girl, you always be looking out. I didn't realize that it was coming out on 4th of July. I actually was in the middle of, I think I had washed, what was I doing? I think I had washed my wig and I was flat ironing it. And then when that video came out, while I flat ironed my hair, I just watched the video like over and over and over again, you guys. So yes, very proud, not disappointed at all. I mean, this is just a moment for real for LA. This is a moment for real, okay? And even though it'll pass on and everything, this is definitely something that's going to stick in everybody's memory. Like, people are going to talk about this the same way that they talk about Still Hit 'Em Up. But this is even to a different level, you guys. This is to a totally different level. But, you know, like the famous diss, the battles that people have had, that people still talk about, like, this is definitely one that's going to go down in history, too. Even though Drake has really not really responded anymore. But, yeah, it'll definitely be on people's memory. So, anyway, that's all I have to say about it, you guys. You guys have to let me know what you thought about the video, how you feeling, because some people are like, okay, enough is enough now. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, it's always going to be enough is enough for some people. But I've been, like, really enjoying it. Like I told one person, he had to do a video. Like, he had to capitalize on this because he has everybody's attention right now. So that had to happen. But I would think that this was probably the end of it, unless and honestly, Drake, I don't see how he could respond to this, because anything that he does is going to look like he's pressed. Okay, so what he needs to do is just kind of like take it on the chin and move on, you know. And let's get back to the Drake that folks know and love, you know, lover boy type of Drake, and not one that's trying to get too much in the ring lyrically or any way else with the likes of a Kendrick Lamar. But you guys let me know what you think about it. Are you tired of it? Are you still loving it? Put all that in the comments below. But you guys already know West Coast. All right, you guys, next story up. I saw that Miss Wanda from Love and Marriage Huntsville, did put out a thank you post, thanking everybody for their condolences for the, you know, and everybody's thoughts and prayers for the unfortunate and very untimely death of Kiki Jabbar, who was the cousin on Love and Marriage Huntsville, who would have all these issues going back and forth with Miss Wanda and Letitia. Most recently Letitia, because they have put Miss Wanda off the show. As far as I know, she's not back on the show. If she is back on the show, you guys can let me know. But she definitely did put out a thank you post, you know, just thanking everybody from the Moore family. I think the Moore last name is Letitia's maiden last name. You guys know that she's married as a Scott, but I think her maiden name is Moore. And you know, Miss Wanda, like I said, was the person that was speaking out for the family, saying thank everybody for their love and prayers and support and donations and condolences, reaching out, speaking on it, just whatever people have done, you know, they thank everybody for that. The post was peculiar to me only, and I'm not trying to find anything weird or negative about this story, because the whole story is very sad, but it was strange that post was so long. First of all, I was like, Wanda don't even know some of these words. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know for a fact Wanda didn't write that, because it was very well put together. And like I said, it's just not the way that Wanda speaks. So it was interesting to me, considering all of the turmoil that the family had been going through, that Wanda would have been the one to put that out. However, I also know that reality TV is not reality. It's not real life, you know. And while they're having these issues on TV, maybe in real life, you know, shit was fine, or maybe things were not as grave and jacked up as we were led to believe on the show. And then, of course, their family, they love each other. They're going to come together when it's time to come together. And no better time to try to come together is when there's been a death and people are reminded on what's important and try to get back to the love that has been just shattered because, you know, in the name of exploiting our lives on reality TV, you know. But yeah, the post was really long. It was like, I don't know, maybe it's nothing to it. You guys can let me know what you think about that. And I have heard the little whisperings, because I've just in comments, I haven't talked to anybody or anything, but I have seen in comments, some people are saying that part of the family doesn't want Wanda and them at the funeral and all this. And, you know, that's too bad because they're family, you know, and that is, you know, and you don't want to have to get to the point where you putting people out at another family member's funeral and all that. I mean, people should be able to grieve their family members, but I did read that something about the brother didn't want Wanda. They're like, I don't know, child. It's a whole bunch to it. I'm guessing that Kiki's father is the brother. I think that's right. If I'm not correct, you guys can correct me. But yeah, it's still a very shocking and very sad story. I'm curious to see how they're going to show this up on the show, because you best believe it's going to be on the show. I know that they are still recording their season. You know, Love and Marriage Huntsville is one of those shows they will air the show and they'll still be recording for that same season. So I think that they are still recording for this season. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to show up on there, and we'll just see how they'll approach it. Okay. And it's too bad to me. Like, I would not want, because like I said, people have been already blaming the Scotts and Wanda and all them for some of Kiki's downfall, you know. So but anyway, that's it. Wanda thanks everybody for their prayers and their support. Okay. And again, prayers up for the family, especially the immediate family, the husband and the kids and all. Like, it's really too bad. Okay. Next, guys. They say that Tamar man JR, okay, mama named him Jeremy Robinson. They say that he was arrested in Cobb County the other day for a DUI, driving under the influence. Child, what is going on with everybody drunk driving these days? Okay? And a lawyer, I was just like, is this going to affect his lawyer's license? Like, is he going to be able to practice having a DUI? But then when I read the story further along, they said that he was charged with three misdemeanors. So I would imagine that because it's not a felony, it probably will not affect his his active status in the bar and whether or not he's able to practice. But I'm gonna need my real rock star lawyers out there, the real ones, to chime in and let me know, you know, does this affect it? I would think not, though. Misdemeanors is not considered as serious as a felony, even though driving under the influence shows hella bad yeah, what is the word? You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it's not really the smartest thing to do. Okay. But they said that he was charged with 3 misdemeanor charges: willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, driving under the influence, and violation of a traffic control device, which I would assume is him running a red light or turning when he wasn't supposed to, or something along those lines. So they said that he was arrested and released on the same day. And I'm sure he's probably had to pay a fine or something like that, and we'll see what else comes of it. But like I said, because it's a misdemeanor, it doesn't seem like it's going to affect him that way. But what is going on with Tamar and her man over there? Like, every time you turn around, it is something. Child, it is something. Are they even still together? Like, what is, child? And I just keep cracking up when Tamar says she don't want to be in the middle of drama. It's like, girl, you live in drama. That is where you thrive. That is where you are, okay? But maybe y'all can let me know. Are they still together? Because I feel like she had said something on the interview that had pissed him off, and then she had to come back out and apologize to her man, and she didn't never want to embarrass him and all that. And I was just like, girl, are y'all together or not? Get off this fucking social media and try to go fix shit with your man, okay? And I don't know if she the one that drove this man to drink and drive or what, but yeah, child, there's a whole lot going on over there. The Celebrity BET, have y'all been watching it? I think, yeah, because that was the first episode that came on after the awards last week, which means that it would have came on Oh, no, maybe it's going to come on tonight. When did the awards come on? Sunday night? Yeah, so maybe it would have came on already. So you guys let me know. Have y'all been watching? What's going on with Tamar and Claudia? Do they have some kind of beef on the show? Because they were leading us to believe that there would have been one. Anyway, y'all let me know. Let's move on to the next. All right, you guys. So next story, you guys, Lord Sheree, I'm speaking directly to you, Miss Whitfield. Please don't tell me that you have fallen for yet another ain't shit nigga out here in these Atlanta streets. Like, please tell me you ain't did that. Okay? And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, they're saying that Sheree is... Okay, so this is the way the story goes. So apparently, Sierra Gates, who is on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, you guys know I haven't watched that show in a long time, but I know who Sierra Gates is. She was engaged to this guy named Eric Whitehead. And you guys remember when they got engaged, because it was a whole big to-do, and Pastor Bryant, okay, Giselle's ex-Pastor Bryant, the pastor of New Birth, took over for Eddie Long. Yeah, that Pastor Bryant was at the dinner or whatever it was that they were having, and recorded the whole "Will you marry me" antics at this dinner, and how excited she was, and how everybody was excited there. And remember, he posted it, and that's how we found out that these two were together, and they were supposed to be having businesses together. Excuse me, you guys, having businesses together and doing things together and all that, considering themselves power couples out here in Atlanta. Okay. I don't know what happened on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but apparently their relationship got tanked, and they were no longer together. So of course that means they were no longer going to get married. That is no longer his fiance. He's not her fiance. Okay, now I just saw a couple of weeks ago that Sierra has gotten engaged again. I don't know who this new guy's name is. I didn't even look it up because he's not important to the story, other than the fact that he's the next one in line, child, because honey, Sierra, child, the men's definitely are interested. Okay, she kind of reminds me of ooh, child. I wish y'all could see what I see, but you don't need to see what I see. She kind of reminds me of Toya in the sense that Toya always was able to keep a man. So is Sierra. Okay, just the men's lover. But I can tell you one thing: if Sheree is gonna do anything out there, she is gonna pick the wrong dude over and over and over and over again. Okay, one that's gonna make her look a fool out here. That's what Sheree is known best for. And it's too bad. Like, we too fucking old for this, Sheree. Like I understand Sheree is single, beautiful woman, and you know, dating. Like, I get it. I definitely get it. But to me, it feels like the men that she gravitates to are the ones that is going to make her look crazy in some kind of way. And I just hate to keep on seeing it over and over again. Like, girl, okay? Now, let me tell you how the story supposedly goes. So I don't really know the story of Sierra and this guy, but this is what I've been able to kind of snuff out, you know, reading through the blogs, reading through comments and all that. Apparently, these two were together when they broke up, and she got with this new guy. They're saying that Sierra has been trying to still get under the skin of her ex by just overtly posting all of the good things that's happening with her and her new man. Now, I don't know how true that is, considering Sierra is one of those people who post everything. Like when she posted about her leg, and I was just like, in the tattoo, y'all remember that? And it was just sort of like, girl, get your ass off of there and learn how to walk again. Like, you could have fucking died poisoning yourself with all this ink. But you know, they were saying that she was posting, trying to get at him, annoy him, let him see how good she was. Now, she wasn't really ever mentioning him, but I guess he took it as a slight from her, because she would post things and, you know, so that's what they were saying. And so he took the bait, apparently, and posted some posts that she had posted, and supposedly was supposed to be feeling like, how many times did I say suppose? he was supposed to be feeling like, you know, good for her. He's happy for her. You know, he done moved on, you know, but then he said shit like, I dodged the bullet. And, you know, then he would say things kind of sarcastically like, oh, she's working with my ex-partner and, oh, good for them. You know, when you read the post, you could tell that there was some shade or there was some sort of feeling, like a nigga was in his feelings behind it, right? So now that he had taken the bait and put it on his stories, of course, that gave Sierra now the ammunition and the right to be able to blast him, which to me is probably what she wanted to do in the first place. Okay. And so she then goes and posts, will you guys please tell my ex Eric Whitehead to leave me alone? Like, boy, you got a whole housewife over there. Okay. You dating Sheree. And so why are you so worried about what me and mine is doing over here? Okay. You all over at her house at a party posting from her pool, and basically proving that you is just somebody that wants to be on TV and latching on to some woman in order to be able to do that. And, you know, like I said, she blasted the fact that Sheree was supposedly dating this Eric Whitehead that most of us didn't know. And so I feel like Sierra really wanted to do that. So once that was done, now we've opened the can of worms with Sheree, because it was just sort of like Sheree. Now, granted, we don't know nothing about this Eric Whitehead other than what Sierra tell us, child, okay, at this point. But to me, the fact that he was just involved in this whole reality show, girl dating, like, of all the people, Sheree is like, why can't Sheree, I just told you guys, Sheree is a beautiful woman. Like, why can't she find a man of quality and quit dealing with these niggas who is just really trying to use her for possibilities of getting on a show? I don't know if that shit is true or false, but it's just like, why do you keep on getting with the men that's going to make you look away in public? It's damaging to you when everybody believes something that, you know, why do you do that? I'm sure there are plenty of men of better quality who are interested in her instead of involving herself in this little bullshit ass Atlanta girl drama kind of thing. Like, that's not what I want Sheree to be going through at 52, 53, 54 years old. Like, girl, you got it. Like, you could be with, and you know, maybe she is still seeing some other people. When you dating around, you know, I'm assuming you're not just stuck with one person. But she don't be needing this kind of drama. Like, you would, now everybody is just like, girl, you dating Eric? You know, so then he had to come back. He had to double back after he had did them posts. And he had to come back and say, oh, you know, I just posted those posted those posts because I didn't mean nothing by it. I wasn't trying to be upset or anything. It's just that I just wanted her to know that I was happy for her. And I was just like, the fact that you took the energy to actually post it on your post on your Instagram, knowing that it was going to be up for 24 hours and that people were going to see it, like, to me, that made you look pressed. Okay? So really, it's between both Eric and Sierra. They both silly, because they both let both of them tell it. They both have moved on, yet and still they both are still trying to annoy each other on social media. Okay? So that's just something that new man with Sierra probably needs to make sure that he keep an eye on, because, girl, why are you trying to get under this man's skin if you moved on? And then in the same vein, why are you posting this girl if you supposedly have moved on? You know, so everybody still sound like they can't quite get it together and move on from each other. So they really both kind of full of shit to me, you know. But yeah, I just don't want that for Sheree. Like, I don't want that for you, girl. Okay, like, let's level up. Let's for real, like, get on. If you make it back on Real Housewives, like, let's be with a man that's but see, the thing is, I don't know what man now of quality is going to want to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, because it has such a bad stigma now that no man really that is going to really be about their business like that even wants to attach themselves to Real Housewives of Atlanta because of all the drama and the shit that goes on there. So I don't know. Okay, we gonna see if she make it back onto the show. It's so much drama going on with Real Housewives of Atlanta. I am so over all of the ladies on the show. I'm really over it. I'm just over it because every day it's more drama in the damn blogs than we ain't even got the fucking show back on. Okay? Y'all heard the latest, right? Now they saying that Porsha, apparently Simon had her in court and they are trying to get her to admit to a lot of things. The fact that she married him for his money, didn't have any, not like that. The fact that she had him, that these two had signed this prenup, but the prenup was unreasonable and should not have been anyway. Trying to get her to admit that she has cheated. They've named like 4 men, including her, okay, the superintendent, Dennis, her baby's father, Future. I was just like, what? And then listen, I have heard rumors, it's floating all around Atlanta, that Porsha has been messing around, okay, with both men and women, okay? That ain't nothing new. But this story about Future, okay, is, and I'm not gonna say I don't believe it because we already know what kind of nigga Future is, okay? This nigga said he put his finger down her throat, she gonna choke on the carrots, and I was like, what? And he's the same one that talk about putting the thumb in the booty. Like, that Future to look like he don't respect no damn woman, not a one out there, you know. So like, I don't expect him to respect a marriage, especially if the person that's one half of that marriage don't even respect their marriage, you know. So yeah, they're saying apparently they were in court and Future's name came up and something about Future being over at the house and all this. And shout out to Scotty, okay? Scotty by Nature. What is this? What's the name of his channel now? Is it Scotty? Child, I can't even, I think it's Scotty by Nature still. Because I had watched his video. But yeah, apparently it's going around that in court, Future's name has been brought up. I said, gots to be more fucking careful. Okay? But it's just kind of clear that Porsha child was out there. So I was just like, so tired about that, you know, and then just hearing all the other rumors and the mess about the girls on the show, and now they're trying to get it back to the old glory days. And Scott even mentioned something about Cynthia and Phaedra coming back like as full-blown housewives, and I just don't even know, child. It's like you guys are gonna regurgitate an old season, you know, old seasons of Real Housewives. They're trying to get that whole, maybe they're trying to get the whole freaking frag back together. But their lives have changed so much. Porsha is no way near the same way that she used to be when Phaedra was on the show. She is a completely different person. Okay? And so, I don't know. But yeah, I'm over Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like I said, I will, whenever the stupid season will surface, I will review it. But I just be like, oh, every time I see something else, somebody in my inbox is saying something or doing something or sending me a story or something, I just be like, I'm so sick of these girls. What y'all think about that? Do you think that Sierra and Eric, do you guys agree with me that both Sierra and Eric is full of shit? Next story. So they're saying that Sexy Red's concert, you guys know that she has a big tour, In Sexy We Trust, I believe, that is going to be starting in August, on August 22nd, actually, in Seattle, Washington. This is the first date that's scheduled. She has like a 23 city tour. So this is a big tour that she's planning on going on. And they were saying yesterday on the blogs that there was talk of a cancellation of the tour because of low ticket sales. Okay. And I was confused about that because I was just like, how is it that Sexy Red, who is every fucking where, like every time we turn on the radio, she's on the radio. I've been seeing her. I mean, she was just on WWE in the damn ring with the wrestlers. Like this child is everywhere. And you guys mean to tell me that if JT from City Girls can go on a tour, okay, why the hell can't Sexy Red do? I was like, it's not making sense to me. But I was just like, I mean, I guess, you know. Well, turns out that Sexy Red came on to social media today and said that all the rumors going around about her concert being canceled is cap, like the kids say. And that really it is that the big promoters, the big promotion companies that usually take on artists that are going on a big tour, she decided not to go with them, that she decided to go with a local independent promoter called AG Entertainment. And if you guys are from Atlanta, then you would know that AG Entertainment is a well-known promoter here, Alex Gidwan, who's been promoting clubs and parties. As long as I've been here, I've heard his name. Okay, and I've been here over 20 years now, you guys. Can you believe it? Actually, it'll be 20 years in October. But she's saying that she decided to go with him and his promotion company, and now the bigger, larger promotion companies are salty about it, and that they are trying to sabotage her tour by putting out the rumor that the ticket sales have been low. She said that her ticket sales have been fine. There's no intention of canceling this tour, that it is going to start on August 22nd as planned. Okay, and so when I was reading the story, I said, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, I can see big promotion companies, she's saying that they've been paying the blogs and paying, you know, paying paper, like media, trying to pay media to put the story out so that people will be discouraged from buying her tickets. But she's saying that that is not true. And I'm inclined to believe her on this one. There's big money in Sexy Red for whatever reason. Okay. And I can imagine that maybe those promoters probably are a little funky that she decided to go with Alex Gidwan. Okay, so shout out to AG Entertainment. They have their own set of rumors and shit out here, but for the most part, it looks like they about their business and they getting it done. So hopefully that the damn tour goes well for her. But she says, don't y'all worry, she is going to be coming to a city near you soon. Will you be going? All right, you guys, God, this video is turning out to be longer than I expected. Next story up, Skillboy CEO DeAndre Cottrell was found dead on July 6th after he was reported missing on July 4th. Now, I don't know who these people are, but this was a story that has caught my eye, and it's been floating around. Now, Skillboy apparently is like a gay entertainment, like, dance group or something. I'm not sure if they're strippers or if they like exotic dancers or what, but it's a trio. He is 1/3 of it, but they're considering him the CEO. And there are two other guys, one of them being a man named Julian Morris. When DeAndre was first reported as missing, the sister had said that Julian Morris was a partner of DeAndre, meaning a partner as in a gay partner, I assumed. But then also they're in this group together. So like, I was just like, what does she mean? Does she mean that they together? But when I saw like the video, or saw the pictures of them, I was like, okay, they look like, I shouldn't even say that. Let me not say it. But you know, I could see them easily being in a relationship together. But the way the story goes is apparently DeAndre and Julian, they live here in Atlanta. They had drove to Alabama for 4th of July festivities with DeAndre's sister and her family. She just bought a new home. So they drove there. They got there around 6 p.m. Shortly after that, the fireworks started. I guess DeAndre had brought his dog with him, and the dog was afraid. So he said that he told his sister. She said that the sister said that he told her he was going to go upstairs and check on the dog, and she said that was the last time she saw her brother alive. Okay. Shortly after that, Julian comes. She said he was acting very erratically, very strange, but comes up and tells them that DeAndre took off running and left, jumped over the fence, and was running through people's backyards trying to run away from something. Okay. They didn't really know what was going on. Like I said, she said that the Julian guy was acting strangely as well. Well, they ended up finally calling the police. The police came, they checked the Ring cameras of the neighbors, and they saw that he was indeed jumping over fences trying to get away from somebody or something. They couldn't tell what he was running from, but they said he looked like he was fleeing. There is a spider that's just going across going back and forth. I guess he's making a web. but he keeps going back and forth across the window in front of me. A little white spider. Anyway, y'all, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so they caught that on camera, and then a couple of days later, they found his body. I guess maybe from the camera ring footage that they were kind of able to figure out, you know, what area they thought that maybe he would be in, and he turned out to be dead. So now they are trying to get in touch with the Julian Morris guy, okay? At first they were saying that he was they were interested in just what he had to say. I don't think he's considered a suspect per se, but he was the last person to actually see the man alive, okay? So then the sister came out and put out another post and saying that, you know, they really want Julian to come back. They're not saying that he did anything. Apparently Julian is afraid that whoever did this to DeAndre is also going to do it to him. So he's out and hiding and somebody is helping him. It sounds to me like the old bait and switch, like, hey, come on back. No, we're not going to do nothing to you. You know, you just need to come on back and so we can help you. And then when he comes, it's sort of like the bait and switch, like, yeah, now we got you. Because from them saying that he was acting strangely, they at least feel like he knows quite a bit of why, you know, DeAndre was acting the way that he was. So very sad and a scary story, but like I said, Julian is still on the run, or, you know, just hiding away until maybe, I don't know, child. We're gonna see, though. I think that the police probably on this story, when you hear these kind of stories, I feel like they be knowing more than they're telling us, because they want to keep some things close to the vest in the investigation and all that. But yeah, very fishy, very fishy. Anyway, let me move on. When we know more about that story, I will definitely let you know. I guess right now they're just still trying to find Mr. Morris. Next story. Lastly, you guys, many of you guys will be surprised and maybe happy to hear that. Remember that teacher I told you guys about that? I think he was a middle school teacher. I forgot to get his name, but he was the one that was letting the kids take his braids down in class and paint his nails and all of that. And they ended up firing him. And remember, we were discussing whether or not we thought that that was appropriate for him to do something in class. Many of you guys felt that it wasn't appropriate. Others felt that it was no big deal. And while I did feel like maybe the classroom wasn't the best setting to do something like that, I didn't feel like it was something that he should have got fired over. I mean, you could have probably got a talking to, a warning. Yeah, we could put something in this folder or whatever, but I didn't feel like that was something, especially when there was it was on social media, which is another situation when these teachers are going to have to start realizing that you can't put that shit on social media. You got kids out there, like, you just need to not put that shit on social media. But we saw that it wasn't nothing intimate about it. Yet and still, I will agree that he should not have done that in class, right? So they had fired him, but they still obviously had an ongoing investigation trying to maybe see if they were going to bring him back. And after they did their investigation, they did decide to bring him back. So he's going to be returning to teaching in the fall, okay? And so, like I said, some people will be upset, some people will be happy, other people won't care. I think that this is definitely a learning moment, okay? That one, you're going to have to learn how to, you're going to have to pretty much go by the rules, okay? And things that, like, really think about whether or not this is something that in today's day and age is something that you should be doing in your class, okay? He obviously didn't think there was a problem there, but he did admit that maybe it was inappropriate, but he's not considered a professional, conventional teacher anyway. You know, he does things differently, which a lot of times you can't do. Like, back in the day, teachers had a little bit more leeway, but now these teachers are so held to a curriculum, and these teachers are held to a way of operating in their class that they don't have as much freedom as they used to at all. So it's just like, now, you know, you're going to have to just kind of operate within the parameters of what you got, okay? And don't let these kids be touching on you and doing any of that. It's too bad, you know, because if you didn't have any ill intention behind it, you know, maybe the relationship that he had with his students might have been something that these kids really needed. Okay, and I'm not talking about sexually or anything like that. I'm just talking about, you know, you look at your teacher, you look up to your teacher, you know, your teacher helps you and all that. So, you know, it's too bad that maybe he's going to have to kind of curtail that kind of relationship with his students, but it is what it is. It's 2024. There's certain things you just can't do no more. This is definitely one of them. Don't let them kids unbraid your hair no more. Don't let them paint your nails. Don't let the kids touch you. Okay? But good for him that he was able to get his job back. What do you guys think about it? Do you think that he should have got his job back? Or you think he should have been good and fired? Let me know. All right, you guys, somebody please tell Aries Spears that when he stops looking like that, we'll stop wearing fake eyelashes. And I'm going to get off of here. All right, we do this every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays. So make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars.